Hello again. Okay, let's get into chapter 4. We're only going to broach on a particular section of chapter 4 because it's going to be today and Friday's assignment as well. We're going to stay on segmenting, targeting, and positioning for at least another class because this one's kind of important. So probably maybe even into Monday. So segmenting and targeting and positioning are something that we talk about in marketing 121, and it's the heart and soul of marketing. So people say, what is it? And they often misunderstand it a little bit. Segmenting is simply grouping all the potential consumers, the users of your particular product, and grouping them by attributes, traits, characteristics, age, income levels. There's all sorts of things. Their needs, what kind of needs that they're going to have for the product, habits. So if we're talking, again, let's just do our example of a magic pill. Let's talk about a magic weight loss pill, right? So if I'm looking to segment this, let me grab a marker real quick, sorry. Okay, so if I'm looking to segment for a one-time use only magic pill for weight loss, and my customer, knowing my customer can only use this one time, would I segment to children? I'm hoping the answer is no, because children, first of all, can't make those decisions. So I guarantee you, anybody out there segmenting any sort of drug or any sort of oral medication will not be able to do something like weight loss to a child. So again, when we segment, we use 4 different, type of variables or variances or things like that. We use what's called, and I know demographics, we get into that with marketing 121. So demographics in the term is kind of overused sometimes, but when we're looking at groups to segment them and to say, okay, who are all the consumers or the users of my product? We look at these variables. We look at things like their age, their gender, their race, ethnicity, income, their education, their occupation, their religion. We also bust them into what we call geographics, which is basically where are they located? What are the similarities in the region? Are they city folk, country folk? Are they big city metropolis? Are they warm weather folks? The climate? If my product is going to be building igloos, I probably don't want to do that in the Sahara Desert. So things like that. We're not only worried about demographics, which are the statistical pieces of information that we can find, but we look at the geographics. We also look at something called psychographics. Sorry, my board's only so big. I have to be over here. So psychographics are lifestyles of these consumers. What do I expect? If I am marketing a weight loss pill, this weight loss pill magically, would I be concerned whether or not my customer is going to the gym? If they are regular gym users, I probably would, because again, this pill can only be used once. So I probably want to work in conjunction, maybe even a partnership with a gym or a follow-up program of some sort as a service again. So personality, if they're outgoing, if they're health nuts, if they're out, probably wouldn't have to market a weight loss pill to a healthy person, but I'm saying those type of things are the things that we look at when we actually segment. We look at their psychographics. We look at, young, outgoing, adventurous folks that want to be, out and about kayaking on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, things like that. And the last one, there's 4 of them. The last one is behavioral. And these are things that we expect our customers to do, like their end use. Why do they need the product? Why do they use it? How are they going to use it? When are they going to use it? Are they going to be swayed by things like prices? Is that going to be a major factor to them? Are they going to be sensitive to prices? And their brand loyalty. here within our project, it probably doesn't apply as far as our brand loyalty, because there's not 4 or 5 magic pills that you have created that do the same thing. But you get the idea. That's how we break these into segments. So all this writing, everything here is all for segmenting. These are how we break our customers apart and say, okay, these are the various customers that use our product. So again, needs, habits, traits, attitudes, characteristics, race, ethnicity, income, education, occupation, religion, lifestyles, the region that they live in, what portion of the US do they live in, what portion of the world do they live in, psychographics, behavioral, price, things like that. So these are all different sections. So segments can literally have, I don't need, for my purposes, I promise, I don't need like 100 of them, but literally you could bust every single product into at least 50 different segments. So I'm saying for this project, I would say you maybe need 5 segments. That would be more than enough. So show me 5 different segments for this particular market. So if we're looking at things like a magic weight loss pill, who are the types of people that you feel would be utilizing a weight loss pill, a one-time quick fix weight loss pill? I would say things like maybe moms that have had children that, you know, might have that extra stomach. So I'd say one of my segments would be moms. Another segment might be celebrities. Maybe they need to lose a lot of weight for a very important role. So I'd say something like a celebrity. Again, lots of pressure put on them. Maybe an athlete, again, to get in shape for a particular game. So I'd say athlete. And then I would never, ever segment a weight loss pill to a child. But I don't know, maybe like an 18-year-old, a teen that is been obese all their lives and they want to lose weight, but they don't want that flab and all that gross stuff. So maybe like a late teen, early tween, something like an 18 to 21 market, in that range. So those would be 4 or 5 segments that I would choose. That would be enough for right now. And then I guess if we picked a 5th one, I would say probably for a weight loss pill, probably just folks that have been struggling with weight all their lives and just want to get on a platform where they can start fresh and live a healthier lifestyle. Maybe a group of folks that have health problems. That might be another segment, is struggle with health. Maybe you've been told that, you know, you're overweight and your heart's going to give out or something like that. So maybe those who struggle with health. So 5 segments, that's more than enough for what we need. Let's move on to targets. Targets are probably the most simplistic thing. They're a little bit harder to kind of delve in here, but they're kind of they're the kind of the meat of marketing. When we really talk about marketing, I don't care what class, it's all the same. Targeting is looking at these segments that we chose: moms, celebrities, athletes, late teens, 18 to 21, where we're really sort of struggling in that area, or those that are struggling with their health. If we looked at that segment, when we target, we say, now who do we think out of that, all these segments, who do we think will really actually buy our product? So the segments are the users, all the various users grouped by all these demographic, geographic, psychographics, and behavioral usages. So we're just listing everybody that's ever going to use our product. But targeting is saying, hey, this is the person that we are going to spend all of our advertising money to actually get to buy our product. So these are the buyers of the product and the aim of all of our marketing efforts, meaning every company only has so much money. Not every company has hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on advertising. So you have to pick out targets. And a big company is going to pick out maybe 2 or 3 different one of these segments and target to those particular groups. But a company with a smaller budget for marketing is probably only going to pick 1 or 2. 2 is probably a very large segment. So the target is basically the aim of our advertising. That is going to be where all of our attention and focus is garnered, where our ads are going to be generated. So segmenting is all of our users. Targeting is honing in on 1 or 2 big segments that we think that are most likely going to bring us the most amount of profit. So we're going to focus all of our advertising on that particular group. So again, let me know if there's any question on this, but this isn't a new philosophy because this should be in your marketing 121. So positioning, then what is positioning? And this is probably the hardest one that people struggle with. Like, what does this actually mean? It means several things. Like the rest of them, it has several different meanings and several different interpretations. Positioning is really, how do we position ourselves within the market to reach this person? Again, we know that all these people are probably going to use our product, or at least a few of every one of those groups are going to use our product. But this is where we're going to spend our money. We're going to spend all of our advertising dollars on our target. Our target is where we aim to advertise to. So how are we going to get there? So positioning is, how do we reach them? So here, if I'm looking at this and I decided that moms are my biggest target, again, those folks that maybe had 2 or 3 kids and they've tried, they've been at the gym, they still can't get rid of that, mom belly there. They can't get rid of the extra weight. So they're probably really going to be a target. And then out of the second one there, I would say probably the celebrities are going to bring you the most amount of money. But I would probably go into this health one as well. But let's just say we don't have a lot of money for this. So let's go moms and celebrities. So how we reach these two are completely different, right? How we reach moms. How do we reach moms? Where do moms shop for their stuff? Where do moms exist? Where do they shop? That's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at things like, again, if I were talking about bottled water, something more simplistic. If I were talking about bottled water, I would be advertising in weekly flyers. I would be having things like coupons because moms are the grocery getters. So I'm going to reach them easier with paper coupons or electronic coupons or something like that. But here we're talking about a pill. So maybe I would reach them the same way with social media with, hey, try my new pill. I mean, they can't try it because there's only one time, sorry. But hey, I will give you 20 bucks off or some sort of coupon. Moms like coupons. We like to save money. So a coupon or something, that's positioning, is how I set up to reach my target. Celebrities might be handlers. They might be people that celebrities hire to actually purchase. Do I think a celebrity is going to come to me automatically? Most of the time not. They have people that handle things. So I wouldn't say social media would probably be the best reach for them. I would say probably high-end advertising packages, word of mouth in regards to any kind of celebrity rather than printed material. So again, it's just if we're going to go struggle with health, there might be pamphlets and flyers in medical offices. If this will help them, hopefully take off the weight and avoid all sorts of health problems. Maybe they would be health offices, doctors' offices, gyms, things like that we would pursue with flyers. If we were talking about teens, I might be... Well, teens I would probably always go to. Anybody with, anybody probably below 30 years of age, I would probably do social media as my biggest advertising to this group. Athletes, again, they're handled by other folks, so it would be more direct contact here as well. So that's all I'm saying. Let's look at this again. So all I'm trying to say is segmenting is taking all the various users or groups and grouping them by their traits, their characteristics. Targeting is focusing all of our media efforts, all of our campaign efforts on one or two of these segments. And positioning is how do we reach those segments. If looking at this particular segment, how do we go about advertising to that particular target? What are their characteristics and how do we best reach them? Positioning would also be your position in the market, meaning your market share. If you look at something like Pepsi and Coke and you're talking about water, back to the water episode, maybe if I'm advertising some water, my big heavy hitters are the big beverage companies like Pepsi and Coke. They're always going to have a dominant share in that market because we're at like 37-38% of that share all the time with Pepsi and Coke back and forth. So they're going to be our heavy hitters. So maybe we would be able to get into a beverage industry, maybe at like 2% max, but not a lot. But if you guys have a one-of-a-kind magic pill, then it's a lot easier to market that and say, hey, I've got, well, there's gyms and there are other diet pills that maybe makes up, 30% of the market, but I have 70% of the market because nothing fixes it just like that. So that's also positioning, is your market share. Where's your position within that particular market? So that is segmenting, targeting, and positioning. And that is also your demographic section, what we're talking about for that. I will get into the personas later with a different video. So that is all for now. This one is way too long already. Stay well. Talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.